Another Sunday and another scintillating couple of games to preview on cricket.com. Starting off with, of course, Kolkata versus Delhi, and we have Russel Arnold in the house. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to cricket.com before we move ahead in this match preview between KKR and DC. And we have, of course, Russel Arnold joining us in this heavyweight clash, the heavyweight himself. Russel, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Enjoying the time around. A lot of sport to watch, and that keeps us sticking. Takes our mind off the politics and the turmoil all around the world. That's what sport does for you. That's amazing, isn't it? And if we can have finishes like what we had in the last game, the Gujarat Titans against the Punjab Kings, makes us forget a lot of things and gives us some positive vibes.
Indeed, positive vibes. One team which has not been getting that much positive vibes is Delhi Capitals, because they've gone on to lose the last two games, especially in the last game. Russ, I wanted to draw to your attention their best 11 potentially on paper, but they still ended up with their losing side. What is their biggest problem right now in terms of the Delhi Capitals?
Well, I think they've taken things for granted just a wee bit, because they were very powerful last year. They played some wonderful cricket and fell at the post, basically. But coming into this year, you think you'd look at their squad that they have, the players. They've recruited well. The system seems to have gotten better with familiarity with Ricky Ponting there. Rishabh Pant was outstanding leading up to the tournament. So lots of things looked very rosy. But that just is not how things work. It comes down to what you do on the day, the attitude, the processes. Every little step that you need to focus on needs to be looked at and executed well. I think they're missing a trick there, and that's coming from the sharpness in mind. But they got the goods to pull it back, unlike a few other teams where I do feel they'll be short. But the Delhi Capitals are a team that you don't look past. They got caught on the hop in the last game. I thought some fantastic bowling and Lockie Ferguson's pace and bounce really surprised them. But going forward, I think they'll get it right. They'll get it right sooner.
Okay, one thing they certainly have to get right is get the best out of Akshar Patel and Shardul Thakur. It's been just, one wicket between the two of them in IPL 2022 so far. How will Ricky Ponting handle this particular headache, you feel?
He'll have to stay patient. The pitches are a little different to what you'd normally get or what you'll get later on in the tournament. I keep stressing on that because the wear and tear will come in. The groundsman's going to struggle to maintain these pitches because the games are coming thick and fast, and hence a lot more grass left, which is a different equation to what you're usually used to in the IPL or in cricket in the subcontinent. And hence, if he wants Akshar Patel to really dominate and make an impact, he's going to wait till end April, I guess. That's the time the ball's going to grip a little bit more. Yes, Thakur is a different type of prospect. He's got those slower balls that really do have an effect. He's a wicket taker. But my feedback back there is that Dew is playing a big part, and hence the equation and the impact of certain players are limited at this stage.
All right, because when we talk about KKR, it's chalk and cheese when you look at these two bowlers, especially when you compare them. Now, I want to ask you about the spinners of Kolkata Knight Riders. They've always had brilliant spinners. Now they still have Narayan and Chakravarti. They've conceded just 5.1 runs per over, which is the best among all sides in this year's IPL. My question to you is, in this match, how does Delhi Capitals counterattack the spinner, especially in the middle overs? Someone like Rishabh Pant and Rahman Powell, how do they go about their business against those two?
By playing the other bowlers well. Because what happens is, sometimes the focus is too much on these mystery spinners. If you look at the KKR games, the spinners have come in at a good time. Batsman under pressure, they are mystery spinners, and when the batsman doesn't pick him or pick the bowler as well as he should, he's in trouble. So these type of bowlers will pick up those wickets and strangle you. That's what's happening. So what they need to do is to play the other bowlers well. Get into a situation where you're on top and dominating. The effect of the X factor or this mystery spinner that we're talking about is different. He's not going to be thinking wickets. He's not going to be thinking of strangling. He's going to be thinking of maybe damage control.
It makes me think if these two are the best spinners then in the league. Are they, Russ, according to you?
Well, to be honest, if I do pick 11, even putting a team together, they probably wouldn't have featured, because I think there's a lot more quality bowlers and people that I would trust, because Sunil Narayan, I believe, is at the end of his career. Varun Chakravarti is hot and cold, but this time around they've been good, and the fast bowlers on either side have also made it easy for them by having that situation where the teams are 3-4 down and you're just going through and you're never under pressure somewhat.
Yeah.
And hence they are doing a very good job. Their confidence is high, and who knows, I mean, come on, Avanish, you're always putting me on the spot, and if you go through my predictions throughout this tournament, they're all wrong. These guys are coming out and proving me wrong. I like that for that reason, and that's what these two spinners are doing and will do too. Watch out, Delhi.
Yeah, I mean, they're surprising people in a good way, including yourself. Now, one thing which has not been so surprising is Shreyas Iyer's form, because look, in the last 12 innings or so, he's gone to have the longest drought in terms of scoring a half century in the IPL. He has his former team in front of him this time around. Is that the perfect outing for him to get back in form, you feel?
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? Again, like Rishabh Pant leading into this tournament, it's tremendous effort from Shreyas Iyer. He was getting runs so easily, so dominant, and tactically was smart when he was batting as well. I mentioned the fact that tactically he always knows, or he reads the game so well, he knows when to attack the bowler. He'll surprise you, which is very, very important, and he'll control an innings. But that we are not seeing. So I'm just wondering, it's a new team, he's a captain, whether he's just getting used to the dynamics. Probably that's the difference in him performing out of his skin to now thinking too much or captaining while batting. And unlike at Delhi, he was at Delhi previously where he knew everything in and out. He knew what was there. He's new here. So maybe just a bit of time to settle down, and we'll see the Shreyas Iyer of the past. And I believe he's got a lot to offer. So don't write him off.
Yeah, we won't write him off because, look, like you mentioned there, he had a stunning series against Sri Lanka. What sets him apart? A player like him, especially when we look at it from the grander scheme of things, what are his strengths, especially in this format, Russ?
His brains, I guess, what he's got between his ears. He reads it well. Watching him, the way he scores runs is tremendous. And sometimes you don't feel him scoring runs because that's the type of player he is, and those type of players are dangerous. There are some, when they score runs, you remember, and Andre Russell, it'll hurt everywhere because he hits them powerfully and you know where it's going. But Shreyas Iyer, suddenly you look up at the scoreboard, he's away, he's got his runs, his strike rate's good, his team's in a great position. So I think that's his strength, what he's got up here. And I also did mention he's tactically very strong. Attacks at the right time, he milks it around, he plays for his partners. I think a good head on the shoulders is the difference for him.
Okay, finally then from you, predictions, because I know you've called a few wrong, but this is your chance to play catch up with the rest. KKR or DC, please?
So I am in the same boat as SRH, Mumbai Indians, and the CSK. I am still trying to get off the mark. I'm going with DC. I told you they'll come out of their shell sooner or later, stop taking things for granted and focus on each step. I'm backing them to do it in this game.
Okay, Delhi Capitals, according to Russel Arnold. Let us know in the comments below who you guys feel will take the points in this match. Before we go, Mr. Milestone it is, and Russel Arnold has this question to ask.
Back to the milestone game, huh? Right. Obviously, folks, the answer is related to this game, and I'm going to be talking about boundaries here. When I say boundaries, it's 4s and 6s. Now, there's a player here who's 3 short of scoring 200 boundaries in T20 cricket.
Super. Let us know in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen. Until the next time, it's a goodbye from Russel Arnold, of course, playing the cheeky milestone game, and me, Avnish Hegde, smiling as ever.